Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Honk honk, everyone. Well, if you've taken a look at my name, you might have a hint as to what I'm talking about today. That's right. It's the flip-flopping flounder failure. Easy for me to say. That's right. I had that lovely name recommended by one of the flockers here. Let me give you a shout out. I'm stalling because, hold on, bear with Colette. Thank you so much, Colette, for the name suggestion. I appreciate that. All right. So if you're just joining, welcome. I'm Jen. Do make sure you hit the subscribe button as I'm pushing hard to 200,000. I can't believe that number is even on my radar. That's incredible. It's because of you, lovely flockers. Thank you so much for that. Make sure you're subscribed. And all the things. I don't say it enough. Do make sure you hit the like button. It really helps me out. The engagement. If you don't know what to say, just write Hong Kong in the comments. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. All right. Now let's get into this. I want to shout out. I don't like being nice to the guy. He's going to get a big head over this, but got to shout out John Witherspoon, friend of the channel. Obviously, that's all I can call him now because I keep saying friend of the channel, friend of the channel. Friend of the channel, John Witherspoon. I say it like that because he doesn't have a channel yet. I'm hoping, but he doesn't have one yet. So I don't know how else to introduce him. So he's been on recently. You can definitely find our episodes together. We have a lot of fun together. Don't tell him I said that. And he has sent me an article that I thought we should all discuss. So again, I'm Jen. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, John Witherspoon, for sending that to me. And thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Now let's get into this. All right. So today I have this courtesy of Daily Mail. It says Meghan Markle's podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, proves a chart flop. Dun, dun, dun. I probably could have told you that. And is beaten by a show about sleep. I love it. Whoopsies. How do you justify that? No, we're so successful and so busy, and it's the greatest podcast ever. Nope, beaten by a show about sleep, which is funny because that's all I want to do when I listen to the show. So if you guys aren't aware, I have gone over and covered each episode. There's been, I think, 3 out so far. Don't go watch it. I'll do that for us. Don't give her the clicks. I got this. So definitely check those out. And actually, by the time this goes out, I may have already covered the 4th. So just check back. But yeah, not good news for Maggie Poo. She's so busy clapping back at people like William and Catherine and their anniversary and how hard it was for her while she was with the royal family. And what'd she say? In the trenches with H. What trenches would those be? Life is so hard for them. Victim, victim, victim. Always playing victim. If you don't know, I was singing that on the live chat. It's a little song I made up for them. Victim, victim, victim. Always playing victim. Always play. I want to get a pair of dice and roll them and have corresponding words that whatever their victim card is. Like, yeah. So they can have that easily at their disposal there. But yeah, so they're playing victim again. What am I saying? No, she will play victim again, but right now it's it's flopping. It has been such a disaster to listen to. It's been hard to listen to. I've tried to be kind about it and so try to find something positive. It's just not good. It's really not. But it says that one has suffered another blow this week. That's what I was saying. Sorry, I'm all over the place. What I was saying is if she had spent some time instead of clapping back at people about how hard things are for her, and actually put time into making a better podcast, maybe this wouldn't happen. It's the same thing with the jam. It's not jam, it's spread. With the spread, that doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Jam, spread. Sorry, I just saw it's her oversized blazer. Yeah, in her oversized blazer, yes. But if she'd spend time, working on these projects, not launching 100,000 of them, maybe they wouldn't all go to hell like this. Just saying. Just, do a little research. Find out if a name is taken first. Maybe get your ducks in the row. That was clunky. Get your ducks in a row. Get your geese in a row. Nope, not geese. That's ours. And actually do the homework and follow through and stuff. But she's not capable. She's much more of let me make the announcement before I actually know what I'm announcing. Weird way to do business, if you ask me. All right, that one has suffered another blow this week. After, again, I just don't like that they're making her victim. After her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, fails to chart. Who charted? Probably because it's not a podcast. It's not anything. It's just this. It's just the Meghan show. It's the Meghan making it about Meghan. So even if she had the best guest in the whole world on, like I go back to Jessica Alba, an old geezer, where are you at? Your girlfriend Jessica Alba. She has $1 billion company. I would love to know how. Tell me about it. The Honest Company. I believe it's valued somewhere in the billion. Maybe not. Maybe she's a millionaire. I don't remember what it was, but she has this crazy company, the Honest Company. It's huge. If you're a parent, if you're an aunt, if you're an uncle, if you're a grandparent, you probably, even if not, you've heard of the Honest Company because they make a lot of kid related stuff. And heck, they may even do more than that, but that's where I'm familiar with it. And so she's made, yeah, that's right. And old geezer said his future wife, she's single now. That's right. Well, invite us all to the wedding, an old geezer. But yeah, so somebody like that, that's a proven successful, businesswoman, I want to know all about it. But even if she went on the show, Meghan wouldn't let her talk. So the stuff I'd want to hear, like, how did you do it? How do you handle rejection? How do you handle people that don't want to listen? Whatever it is, like the actual ins and outs and the tips, we'd never be able to hear because Meghan makes it about herself. So, yeah, it just wouldn't work. You'd have to get a new host. That's what people have said about me. Believe I actually have gotten that comment. Not very often, but I've had a couple say, I like your content, but your vocal fry sucks. Can you get a new host? I'm like, how would that work? I'm just going to sit spicy in my seat and we're going to weekend at Bernie. Well, I don't want to take her out. She'll just be sleeping and I'll just go, honk, honk. I'll put sunglasses on her. It'll be great. Get ready. Spicy, we're doing this. Anyway, Meghan Markle's new Lemonada podcast, a follow-up to Archetypes. Is it a follow-up to? Or is it that Archetypes didn't go well, so she did? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Whatever you want to call it, Maggie Poo. Which failed to land and led to Spotify not renewing the Sussex's contract. Now, I never believe the number, so I'm just going to put that out there. I have no proof. It's just my opinion. I think all the numbers are inflated. I followed enough celebrity junk and gossip and all that. I just said junk. You know what I mean. No, spicy. I mean, if you're asleep, come on, don't be morbid. I follow enough of this celebrity stuff to know that often numbers are inflated. They won't account for certain things, or it's not the full picture. So it's easy of course they want to put up the big number so that way people believe, oh my gosh, they made $300 million, but then they have to pay people and it gets split and all this stuff, whatever. I just don't believe the number. So I don't believe this number. That's my opinion. Let's see, their 25 million pound contract 2023 has plummeted out of the Spotify 100 list, both in the US and UK. Well, again, what work have we done on this? What have we done? It's been terrible. Terrible hosting, terrible guests. I say that the guests haven't been, they've been fine, but you really don't learn much about it. Last guest was awful, but you just don't learn much about them because Meghan makes it about herself and turns the conversation back to herself. So it's not anything new. It's not, I don't know how to say it. It's like she's pretending she's going to deliver something that's not delivered. It's just more of the Meghan show. We saw enough of that on the Netflix show, which was pretending to be a cooking show. It wasn't that. So it's just, again, more nonsense. I'm not even surprised. Let's see. A show called Sleep Cove. I'm an insomniac. I could use Sleep Cove. Let's talk Sleep Cove. Tell me about Sleep Cove. Helping listeners with guided sleep. You think I'm joking? I'm writing down Sleep Cove right now. Sleep Cove. Because I'm going to give that a try. Why not? I'm a terrible sleeper. I can't sleep more than a couple hours in a row. Maybe Sleep Cove can sort me out. See, I'm doing this all wrong. I should have been listening to Meghan's podcast, and that would have sorted me all out, maybe. Let's see. Guided sleep meditation as well as sleep hypnosis. Ooh. Anybody watch Friends here? Yeah, me too. You're a strong, confident woman. Do you remember? Was it Chandler? No, Joey. Joey was trying to quit smoking. Is that what it was? It was Joey. So he was listening. He's a strong, confident woman. No, Chandler. Sorry. Chandler smoked. Chandler was trying to quit smoking. So he was a strong, confident woman. That's what it was. Sorry. I'm all over the place. All right. Sleep hypnosis provided to be more popular among the British listeners, placing 79th on Spotify UK's chart. That's funny. That's funny. It was Chandler. Thank you. Okay. Meghan Markle's new Lemonada podcast, a follow-up to Archetypes. I already read that one. Why is that back in there? Okay, weird. The latest episode of the female... Oh, God. I cannot with this garbage. I can't. The latest episode of the Female Empowerment Podcast. It's not a female empowerment podcast. It's the Meghan Show. Also failed to crack Apple's top 200 chart. Mail Online has approached Meghan Markle's representatives for comment. I'm sure you did. I'm sure they're dying to comment. They're going to make themselves a victim somehow. It was podcastists. Something like that. Let's see. It comes as Mail Online exclusively revealed the Suits actress. I love that they go back to Suits for all of it. I actually, if I was a journalist, what I would do, am I a journalist? Can I call myself a journalist? Listen, if those space bees can call themselves astronauts, I'm a journalist. All right, great. This journalist would say, see, I was so busy making that joke. I totally derailed my train of thought. What was it? Hold on. Representative for comment. Oh, I don't know. I had something funny and it flew out of my head. I got to calm down on the caffeine. It comes as Mail Online exclusively reveals the Suits actress tried to get A-listers such as Beyonce. Oh, but they're such good text friends. Couldn't she just text her friend Beyonce and be like, hey, B, come on my show? Taylor Swift on Confessions of a Female Founder. Of course you want those people. Taylor Swift's busy FaceTiming Catherine, Princess of Wales. And Beyonce isn't texting you. So there's that. Let's see. Which was said to already be in crisis talks after only 3 episodes. No one's picking up the phone, one source said close to the production. The show is not landing. What gave that away? Again, she's so relatable in everything else she does. She's not at all. Not even kind of. You know what makes you more relatable is wearing a $5,000 outfit, to an event and wearing pants that are 14 sizes too big. That's very relatable stuff. Just call me Meghan. Let's see. There's no Taylor Swift, no Beyonce, not even a Hailey Bieber. That's funny how they said that. Not even a Hailey Bieber. When you're pitching female empowerment, there's a problem. It speaks volumes for her pulling power. Isn't that what you UK people call something else? I just learned that term. That means something else in the UK, doesn't it? Pulling? Okay, you can let me know in the comments. Let me know. The pulling power. She's not happy about her lack of appeal. You think? Do you think? Okay, honest question. Let me know. Do you think she's aware of her lack of appeal? Do you think in her deepest, darkest depths of whatever you believe is going on here, that's meant to be a heart, whatever. Do you think that she is aware of her lack of appeal? Or do you think that she'll just write it off as more the, misogynist, theist words that she likes to throw around? That one's debut episode saw her welcome Bumble founder Whitney Wolfe Herd with the second installment featuring the founder of Girls Who Code. However, a source close to production of the show alleged Meghan, as well as her team, had dialed up all the big names to join her for honest conversations with women who've built from the ground up, faced challenges, and kept going. But again, that's not what we're getting on this podcast. We haven't gotten to hear about this. One of her guests touched on a little bit. I think it was that I can't remember. It's all blurred together in my head, but we really haven't heard much of that. It's been more about, ask me something about me. Like it's back to Meghan every time. So we really haven't learned too much about that. Source code. Okay. I said that. To join her for honest conversations with women who built it from ground up. Okay. However, those phone calls were reportedly quietly ignored, according to Radar. More recently, on the 3rd episode of her podcast featuring her friend and her hair colorist, Katie Lee. No, they aren't friends. The way they spoke to each other, they don't seem to know each other very well. I think they're acquaintances. That one confessed the original name for a lifestyle brand, As Ever, became a word salad. Because she gets it, meaning she gets the Google algorithm. So of course she's going to try to take that word as her own. So if you Google word salad and Meghan Markle, she's hoping her podcast will come up. Hello. Like, I think, again, this is where, again, respect to HG. I'm not trying to, not be nice because he's a guest on my show, but we disagreed on this and respectfully, but I stand by it. I think she's calculated. She thinks out stuff like this. She does. If it's not her, somebody's telling her to think out stuff like this. I don't think she listens to other people. So I'm going to say it's probably her. Okay, let's see here. Continuing on, last year, that one presented her venture selling goods such as raspberry sputum as American Riviera Orchard, but plagued with trademarking setbacks. I'm sorry, you don't get to call those setbacks. Lack of, what is that expression? I'm going to date myself here, but lack of planning on your part does not equal an emergency on my part. Meaning, she did little to no homework or research on this, didn't realize what she was doing, just went out and announced it. Again, starting this business out of what I think it seems to be spite. So I just think, and then she's shocked that it fails. The narcissism, the ego on somebody like that, just to assume you're going to be successful, where the rest of us realize we have to work our faces off and put in all this time and effort and blood, sweat, and everything else. You can't just go out and be like, okay, I'm a businessman. I'm a business lady, whatever. I'm a boss business lady, whatever. It's so stupid. Let's see. Trademarking setbacks. She changed the name to As Ever last February, only weeks before. Again, a little bit of homework would have saved you so much. And then she tries to respin that. Remember, just recently she said, was it the last episode of the podcast? She said something like, oh yeah, I always liked As Ever better. I saw American Riviera Orchard more as an umbrella with these verticals off of it. No, you didn't. That doesn't make any sense. Who would want to set out and be like, okay, cool, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to half-ass a bunch of stuff. I'm going to throw it against the wall, see what sticks, throw out 40 different business names. Should be fine. It should work out just fine. Nobody will notice. It's cool. It won't be confusing at all. Totally fine. What? Okay, you're the worst business person of all times. Let's see. Weeks before the law. I think I read that. Okay. And then Netflix are also now a partner in her lifestyle brand As Ever. I'm calling BS on that too. I don't believe it. I don't think they're partners. I think that's some crap that Meghan said. They've clearly worked together in terms of their show, but are they her partner? Because why wouldn't they handle, excuse me, goodness, why I gasped for breath. Why wouldn't they, I sound like I'm surprised. Why wouldn't they handle it? That's my dramatic reading. By the way, I'm a better actress than Meghan Markle. Just saying, she can't gasp like that. I can. Why wouldn't they have made sure about names and made it less confusing with all the brand stuff and handled like the products and stuff if they were her partner? It just doesn't make any sense. I don't believe it at all. Speaking about the brand's name, she said, I had secured As Ever as a name in 2022. And then as everything started to evolve last year and bringing in a partner the size that it was just so interesting. What is that from? There's some show I used to watch where I'd say, that's interesting. So the Gosling and I would walk around and say, that's so interesting. You have to say it about mundane things that are not interesting. That's so interesting. In fact, leave me a comment. That's so interesting. All right. Because you remember, I said, I like American Riviera. There you go. As an umbrella. And then be able to have verticals beneath it. Yeah, she did say that. It doesn't make it true. That's just her MO. She just goes back and rewrites history. It doesn't make any sense. How much money, that's what I'd like to know. How much money was spent on buying stuff that said American Riviera Orchard? I'd like to know that. And then you can go ahead and try to convince us that this was always your plan. This is what you meant to have happen and what you meant to do. You can't, it's not going to work. It doesn't make any sense. And maybe have the orchard really small. What? I'm sorry, what now? Are you talking about has no mom? No. But when that's not feasible, suddenly it became this word salad. I didn't love that so much. Oh, but you did because you tried to sell us all on it. This makes no sense. She's just rewriting history once again. You can't, I mean, just again, nonsense. I was like, okay, well, let's go back. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go back to the thing that I've always loved. If you always loved it, why wouldn't you start there? Why wouldn't you put your time trying to trademark that and get into that? It just doesn't make sense. Let's use the name that I protected for a reason that's been sort of under wraps. And then we were able to focus. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on this. This is the same. This is the business version of Harry and Meghan going on Netflix, claiming that the royal family are all the Eastwards, and then going back, a few weeks later, and Harry saying, I didn't say that. I'm very good at Harry, by the way. I didn't say that. The press said that. We didn't say that. I'm sorry. What now? Yes, you did. You absolutely did. And we all heard you. And no amount of you rewriting history and trying to change it up is going to make us forget. With your internet safety BS. Here comes Kermit again. Let's see. Then we're able to focus in the quiet and put our heads down and build on something that no one was sniffing around to see about. Well, guess what? No one's sniffing around you now. And also sniffing around sounds gross. No one's sniffing around you now, Meghan Pooh. They're not. If you're so worried about people coming after you and all that and like going after, like learning about your secret business, you could have done it in broad daylight, it sounds like, because nobody wants to be on your show. So who's sniffing around? What are we talking about? It was really, really helpful to have that quiet period where, spending so many years working on something. What years are we talking about? Building it and the pivots you just have to take with it. Okay, great. Sure. That's not a thing that happened. Meghan's guest Lee runs highbrow hippie salon in LA, Venice, and her clients, including Julie Rowe. Okay, sure. Let's have all their names tied in the same area. Last November, that one also divulged that the HSE, I want to make what's sarcastic answers only? What's HSE? I'm sure it's something important, but what's HSE? Give me sarcastic answers for this one. HSE had invested in her friend. Oh, no, I don't know. I got nothing. Doesn't matter. Her friend's company, telling in style she was so proud to invest in her as a friend and a female founder. So there you go. That's what John had brought up too. So now it's being more clearly divulged that she was an investor. I don't believe that was the case on the podcast. I listened to it. Now I could have blacked out from boredom, but I don't remember her specifically saying that she was an investor in it. I think that's weird. Just saying. Okay. Here you go. And then here's some comments under it that I found very funny. So you see, Meghan Markle is nothing but a failure. As when has she been successful yet? She's been successful at sowing discord. That's kind of funny. All right. And then we have Stephen who says, could you imagine being married to this woman and having to listen to her talk day in, day out? I've come to the conclusion you most certainly have to be brainwashed. I can't read this. One more time. Here we go. It's just worded clunky. You would most certainly have to be brain dead to be able to put up with it, which probably explain why it, I guess, doesn't bother Harry. I gotta lay off the sauce. All right, so that is it. What are your thoughts? Thank you, John Witherspoon, for bringing this to my attention. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, it's just going to be another thing. So, okay. All right. Is she going to put this in the end of the year highlights for Archwell? That's going to be funny to see. Let's see. What's she going to blame for this? Is it Catherine's fault? Is it William's fault? Is it King Charles's fault? Is it the royal family? Is it the Eastwards? There was a comment I read in another video about me being part of the problem. It actually said HRH Jen as well as the Sidley twins. So is it our fault? I hope so. I'm okay with that. And also Megyn Kelly's fault. Nothing's ever her fault. It couldn't be that she didn't prepare. She did no homework. She just launched these businesses and health and safety and environment. Thank you, Red Rooster. What's the wrong answers to that? Let me know. No, it could be it couldn't be her own fault ever. It couldn't be her lack of, work or following through or anything like that. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on all this.